mate, this is looking awesome. This is gonna be so tasty. Why don't we just kick this in, sit back, open a couple more bottles of wine and enjoy this afternoon. I'm Tristan Welch and this is Rubbish Cooks. It's a zero waste movement. That's right, we go into your bins and we find something delicious out of it. There's a meal everywhere. Paella, the ultimate one-pan wonder. And we're gonna cook it here on the barbecue. We just chop our onions up. You want about 5 to 6 onions, quite a lot, but this is a big show-stopping dish, so don't be afraid to fill it up. Peppers, you're gonna need 5 peppers. The wonderful thing about paella really is it's a dish originally designed to use up seasonal vegetables. I like to use 2 heads of garlic, just break them down, whole cloves, because they're gonna be cooking for a while and they end up being a wonderful addition. This is where garlic becomes a vegetable. Beans, you can use any beans you like. Just gonna cut them in half. For your tomatoes, just roughly chop them. You can even crush them in your hand if you like. So that's all our ingredients prepared. Now it's time to get cooking. Balance our paella pan over the top. Loads of olive oil. That's the secret here. Loads and loads of olive oil. You have to be careful though. You can't let the pan get too hot because this olive oil will burn. So paella is all about controlling that heat. Look at that. For this paella, we're going to use chicken legs. Season them up. Add them to the oil and let them fry away. Hope you guys are hungry, by the way, behind the camera. I like to have a collection of wood ready to go. Just a bit of kindling, now and again. This is cooking so well like this. It's so controlled, honestly. It may look like a brute, but it's a ballerina. Look how well it's browned. Cooking a dish like this is an absolute celebration. Cook with your friends, right? I mean, I've got no friends, obviously, because I'm cooking by myself. But I mean, if you did have friends, you'd have them round helping you. It's banging, it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. So why cook a paella over the fire, you may think? There's something quite primal about cooking over fire, bringing people together, letting the smokiness infuse with your food and making an occasion. When you light a fire, you're making an occasion. When you're cooking something on it, it's an occasion with a reason, a party. Look at this, we've got that beautiful golden brown coloration. And you can see on the bottom of the pan, we're starting to get these little sort of brown bits on the bottom there. That's flavor. And it means it's time to add the onions and garlic, and that's going to sweat down and release all that flavor. So we're going to add that in. Give it a jolly good stir. Flames licking the side of the pan. It's harmony. A paella, cooking with fire, cooking outside, is all about harmony. Now we're going to add the herbs and spices. We'll add some paprika. Quite a lot of paprika. Quite a lot of paprika. Because this dish is a lot to do with paprika. So you want about 4 tablespoons. Thyme as well. Oregano if you've got it. Pinch more salt and pepper. Because it moves really quickly. It's really useful to have everything to hand, like your spice racks, for instance, your salt, your peppers, your wine. There we are. That paprika's starting to toast away, actually. I can really smell it. Be quick. Here we are. We'll add our white wine now. There we are. We're going to let all that wine evaporate and the flavor go into the onions and chicken. All those levels of flavor are slowly building up. It's now time to add the next layer of flavor, tomatoes. We're going to stir those in and let them cook right down too. Never, never, ever a pain to cook a paella like this. It's always a pleasure. Yes, yes, yes. Get your steps in, round, around, around. So now the tomatoes really cooked down and it's formed this thick sort of sauce. That flavor is amazing. It's time to add the veggies. You're gonna give that a jolly good stir. And this is what makes a paella. Saffron. Add your saffron now. Don't add it any earlier. Reason being is you don't want your saffron to burn. Saffron is the price of gold, if not more expensive than gold. Now it's time to add our stock. We're going to bring it back up to the boil, check it for seasoning, and let it reduce Move the fire a little bit towards the back there. Let's get the rice in. Side to side, up and down. Okay, now we're going to gently stir that rice in. Right, we just stir that rice in so it's perfectly even, and then that's the last time you stir it. You don't move it, don't agitate it. Your focus now is purely on the cooking temperature and making sure it's nice and even distribution of heat around the pan. Just watch it like a hawk and make sure it doesn't burn. Easier said than done, I'll tell you that. So that's 10 minutes on a really hard, intense cook. So now we're going to disperse the heat by dragging those coals to the side, gently pushing those coals away, cover it up like so. Now this is where you have to hold your nerve. It's been cooking for 8 minutes and it's time to come off the heat. We're just going to pop it down on some more logs, like so, and let it sit there and rest. The rice will soak up any more of the flavors that are in there, any more of the juices there, and that's where the texture of paella really comes into its own. Can't wait! It's going to be a very, very long 20 minutes. Our paella has been resting now for 20 minutes. And look at that. Turn it up like so. You're looking for that toasted bottom there. That's a sign that you've made a perfect paella. Take it, pop it in the middle of the table, serve it with friends, have a wonderful time. Check this paella out, cooked over fire, Grillo style, on the amazing Grillo chef's Anvil. It's an absolute showstopper. It looks and smells as good as it tastes. Gordon Ramsay, did I FaceTime you? I'm sorry, I'm cooking in a studio, the Grillo studio. Gordon, I've got to go because we're just filming the next bit. Oops, pocket call.